the government manipulating the weather? I cannot believe that this is looking very true. It sounds like sci-fi and conspiracy, but the truth is obviously more complicated.
Everyone says Amy's a conspiracy theorist.
I know, but the problem is it's actually like there's some, I can't even. So geoengineering refers to large-scale technological interventions that are supposedly designed to cool the planet, alter weather patterns like making it rain in the desert. Think cloud seeding, aerosol injections into the stratosphere to reflect sunlight, or even spraying reflective particles over the ocean. So it's been explored by governments, elite institutions, and billionaires. Now, proponents, of course, say it could help slow global warming. Critics say it's dangerous experimentation with unpredictable consequences and zero democratic oversight. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who arguably is one of the crazier people on the right, why her?
I'm sorry, I love her.
Oh, I think she's banana shorts, but has introduced a bill to ban. I mean, maybe she seems right here to ban geoengineering outright, arguing it's a threat to public health, national sovereignty, and the environment itself.
Yeah.
Here's her tweet, and then I'm going to pass over to Amy here. But it's obviously ignited a fierce debate on climate science.
I mean, guys, Florida just passed a bill to ban the thing that people said wasn't happening. So that's kind of wild. But turns out they're actually not the first state to do it. We do have Idaho and Tennessee, who has also passed similar laws. And now we are seeing Marjorie Taylor Greene calling to implement this and make it a felony. I'm not sure if you have that one there now. Otherwise,
felony
it's all good.
Where though? Like in all of America? Like in her state?
Yeah.
This is like cloud seeding and stuff like that. Is that what we're talking about?
So here's the thing. There's a big difference, and this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at the difference between the conspiracy theory side and then what is actually happening. Okay. So first, let's take a look at what the conspiracy theorists have been saying for decades.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, chemtrails. And
I mean, I've made so much fun of those.
We're gonna get into
it.
There's a difference between chemtrails and contrails, right?
So I don't know the difference. What's the difference?
Okay, so chemtrails apparently do not actually leave any markings in the sky. So this is literally just the residual effects of planes and jets flying in the sky. Contrails is where they are actually putting out the hazardous things into the environment, or things that will, what the conspiracy theorists say, make us more docile, make us more dumb.
I'm not docile at all. It's not working on me.
Yeah, I know, right? Definitely not on Anna. Control the weather. They say that it is.
Never want that.
They say that it is weaponized to control political enemies. So, like, for example, there was widespread conspiracy theories that the North Carolina flooding was, in fact, a lot of cloud seeding and manipulation to prevent people from being able to get out and vote in that very crucial swing state. I would consider that to be more along the lines of a conspiracy theory.
And the Texas floods from this past week.
Okay, and so this is where we need to talk about it. So when we all first started getting in our group chat and we were talking about the floods, I sent in my little thing about what is it, Operation Rainmaker? One of the guys who directly work with Palantir, I believe that's the tweet that you had up before, Nat. You can pull this one up. I sent it into our group chat, and I was like, guys, can something not be about Palantir, please? Like, could he please, could Peter Thiel keep his dirty freaking fingerprints off at least something, okay? But we can go ahead and read this. It has been verified. Cloud seeding CEO funded by Peter Thiel connected to Palantir. Meet Augustus Dorico, a 25-year-old tech bro and field fellow who founded the weather modification startup Rainmaker. According to publicly available information, his company was reportedly cloud seeding over parts of Texas just 2 days before these historic floods hit the region.
What is the argument in favor of cloud seeding? Because I've looked into cloud seeding. It's real. It's happening.
Droughts. I mean, specifically in places like Dubai, for example. But we can also see when that goes.
Creates an immigration crisis because there's no food, there's no water, and I've talked about this before on the show. There's a documentary called The Grab where these countries are going in and they're grabbing the assets. Literally, they're transporting water, even in places like Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And food, and it's creating a huge. Whenever there's a protein source crisis, you've got Somali pirates all of a sudden because their waters are being overfished.
So look, I think Lindy is going to have a lot to say about this, but you know, there's an argument from people like, let's say Ben Shapiro. I've heard him make this argument before, where he's kind of like minimizing the catastrophic impact of climate change, because his whole argument is, well, humans are innovative and we're going to find ways to mitigate it, right? And so when you're talking about lengthier droughts, when you're talking about severe droughts, right? I guess a way to mitigate it is through cloud seeding, but then there are other consequences that maybe you didn't think about ahead of time. Maybe we need to do something to...
Instead of just mitigating, Anna, thank you for that, and thank you for throwing me the ball there. It's not just about mitigating the damage, catastrophic damage, it's about preventing it in the first place. What did Benjamin Franklin said? He said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so, and it's not just Ben Shapiro on the right, the lunatic on the left, Bill Gates, with all due respect, he wants a cloud seed and geoengineer as well. And it's not just cloud seeding, he wants to manipulate the weather, and not only that, institute something that would prevent ultraviolet rays from even reaching the Earth. Don't even get me started on that. He wants to do that instead of taking carbon emissions out of the atmosphere. Another thing that I want to mention is, why are we doing this, Jillian? You were asking. It's also always the mighty dollar, because there are industries that depend on reliable weather. And can you think of one? It's skiing, for instance.
Good point.
They want snowing. They want hard snow.
They
need that. These companies, these ski resorts,
if that's actually happening.
Manipulating the weather and doing whatever they can to prolong the skiing season, because right now with climate change, it's shortening.
And another example, Dubai. Do you guys remember the Dubai floods last year? How terrible that was. And you know what? That wasn't the first one. There was actually a flood that was even worse during the Bush administration that happened in Dubai. You want to know what's crazy? You can barely find any information about it. It has been nearly completely buried. Like, you need to dig so deeply. We actually had a conversation about this on another valuetainment show, The Unusual Suspects. And literally, there was somebody in the comments who was like, I was literally there during that. Yes, it was cloud seeding. Yes, it was catastrophic. And yes, they covered it up. And I find it insane that when I came to America and spoke about it, here we go. I remember the flood in Dubai. I was there for it too when Bush came. They're proud of their cloud seeding there. Never been a secret. So when I moved abroad, I was shocked to be called a conspiracy theorist.
You know, it's crazy because Marjorie Taylor Greene does seem very kooky, and she has said and done kooky things. However, it looks like
a little bit.
It looks like she's kind of on the money when it comes to geoengineering, and I don't know. I haven't looked into this, so I'm going to just put my ignorance out on the table, but I'm curious if you looked into it, Amy. Has there been any analysis to look at the long-term effects of geoengineering?
That's exactly what I'm trying to look into right now to see, because we do this all the time.
Yeah.
And like I remember something having to do with like DDT and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And we like, oh no, and then it ended up like killing all the birds and creating a wildlife crisis. Like we don't have the foresight. You just don't know nature is going to respond in a way that we simply cannot anticipate.
That's precisely right, because when humans try to play God, there are so many long-term consequences, unforeseen consequences that we don't even know. We see that from everything from Ozempic to messing with the ecosystem. We just don't know, because it's all like the butterfly effect, like the domino effect. We just don't know what the ramifications
stuff to
are.
it. I mean, it eradicated malaria in Europe, but it's like, hence coming back to the concept. And if we're done with this, I'm going to put a button on it that an ounce of prevention. I think that's the bigger message. Just let's like, why are we trying to colonize Mars? Why don't we save Earth?
Exactly.
Like, how about we got a perfectly good planet? Like, let's save home. Thank you so much for watching Her Take. If you like the show, can you help us out by subscribing to the channel, clicking the notification button, sharing, commenting, joining the conversation? It helps us out a ton with the algorithm. We appreciate you.